to go ahead and hit record. And hey, Megan, I really want to ask you guys, like, I would love for this to be kind of a Q&A. I'm getting all these weird messages, so if you can't hear me or something, tell me. But I would love for this to be kind of a Q&A with you guys. But Melanie just asked me to kind of share my story and share with you what my top tips for success were and kind of encourage you as we move out of January, which did seem to last forever, into February, which is a very short month. How can you take maybe what didn't work or even what did work and propel you forward for February and just 2019 in general? Because I know that everybody, if you're on this call, you probably have really big goals in your business, and sometimes it is easy to get discouraged. It's easy to just, focus on what didn't go right. But if we are looking ahead, like guys, looking ahead, excuse me, you can win at this business. Don't look behind. But I made some notes. I'm going to look down at my phone while I ran this morning. But I know that let me say first, I've been a coach for 4.5 years. Like, I was signed up as a coach in August of 2014. I went diamond pretty quickly. I think I was a diamond coach before the end of that year. And then I stayed diamond for a very long time. So I was constantly, I've always hit Success Club. I've always done that. I've always hit really kind of steady SC10 and above numbers. So, sharing my story, that was hard. I faced all the same obstacles. But when it came to growing a team, you guys, like, I absolutely froze. Like, I was stuck in my head. And I had all these doubts and these fears about I can't lead. I don't know how to lead. I mean, like, Melanie Mitro is my coach. I can never be like her. She's the top coach. I had all the same thoughts and fears that probably most of you have had. But what happened was that I was kind of getting bored. By the end of my first full year as a coach at the end of 2015, I was like, okay, I have to make a decision. I'm either going to keep growing or I'm just going to quit, because although I love running challenge groups, I love hitting Success Club, that's great, and I love serving people, I was getting bored because I was not growing. And so in January of 2000 and hold on, you guys. Let me manage everybody. In January of 2016, I committed to doing some things that I had never done before, never done consistently. Let's put it that way. I committed to running a sneak peek every single month, hosting my own business opportunity call every single month. I committed to talking about coaching more because honestly, I was playing it safe with the challenge group stuff. And I did those things every single month in in 2016. And my team, we went to Star Premier that year for the first time, and then we were Premier the next year. And this last year, our team went 5-star elite. And I'm here to tell you that I am not one of those shoot to the top kind of people. So if you're looking to be like Rachel, how can I grow fast and hard? Like, that is not how I've grown my business, by choice, but also kind of because I did hold myself back a little bit in the beginning. But I have built a very stable, a very solid business that provides well for my family, that, our team is consistently growing. And I was able to leave my full-time teaching position this last year. I still teach one class a week, but, I did all that while working full-time too. So I'm just here to tell you, if I can do it, like, I know that you can do it. And it's really just about doing the work and not trusting the feelings, but trusting the actual work that you are going to do. So we are at the beginning of the year. Yes, January is behind us, but honestly, you guys, time is totally on our side. You can still do all the big things that you want to do. So if you guys wouldn't mind, would you just, would you guys drop in the comments, like the chat bar, just kind of what your goals are for this year, and maybe tell me how your January went. What did you struggle with most in January? And I can kind of help you and address those things. But first of all, I want to talk to you guys about kind of the non-negotiables in my business. Like, I have a list here of things that really, they may sound familiar to you. They may not sound familiar to you. I don't know, but just I'm going to go through them because this is what I felt led to share. I am a huge believer. I teach my team. Yes, I go through my success tracker. I love the new success tracker. Even as a 4.5 years into this business, I still pull that bad boy out. I print it off. I had Office Depot spiralize me a little binder with 50 of the Success Club trackers, and I go through it every single day. I do a lot of it by default anyways, but it really helps me stay focused on the work that I have to do, even though I'm home. It's almost worse. Like, I feel like I was more efficient when I worked full time because I had to work from a list and do it fast. Now I get a little bit squirrely. So yes, so I have that tracker. I use that thing, but I'm a huge believer, and I teach my team that content generates conversation. If you are growing your social media following, if you are growing the number of people, the eyeballs that see your posts, your stories, and you're putting genuine, solid content out there every single day, then you are going to never run out of people to talk to, never run out of people to join your boot camps, never run out of people to join your team. Okay. So growth is really important. Growing your numbers, growing the eyeballs that see your stuff, and then posting. Now, obviously we could talk all day long about posting schedules. Do you post once a day, twice a day? How many stories? I don't know. I think you have to find what works for you. I'm a big believer in not just posting to put a post up there. If you don't have anything to say, don't post, please, because it's not going to go anywhere. But you should have something to say if you are planning your content and you're planning your week and you're reading your personal development, right? So that is really, really important. So posting, obviously, I tell my team all the time, content generates conversation. I don't just post about the business. Honestly, if you go to my social media feed, Instagram, I really stopped posting very many sweaty selfies. I'll do 1 or 2 a week, and I always post my transformation, but I really, on my kind of like my storefront, I want people to connect with who I am. Yes, as a coach, yes, as someone who's into health and fitness, but that is not the only thing that defines me. I want people to connect with me because I'm a mom. I want people to connect with me because my faith is important to me. I want people to connect with me because my life is a hot mess. And, I'm still here. I'm still encouraging. I'm still overcoming. And I want people to connect with me and get to know me that way. And then, when I drop that post about a challenge group, or I do that series, I do an invite series every single day in my stories. I want them to know who I am and want to join me because of that. And not just because I post sweaty selfies and I drink a shake and I have a transformation, right? So that's really important to me. I connect so much more with people over non-fitness related stuff than I do the fitness related. That's the initial connection. And that relationship building part really works well for me. I also add a lot of value. Like, I like to give tips. I love to encourage women. I did this story series yesterday, and I can share this in the Rising Stars, but this was awesome for me. I did this story series, I think it was yesterday. I don't even know what day it is. It was Monday. Where I just asked people, like I said, hey, I'm planning out my content, which one indicates that obviously I own a business and that I'm intentional with what I'm putting out there, right? And I asked them, what do you want to see more of? Like, do you want to see more nutrition tips? Do you want to see more things that I do with my family? Do you want to hear more encouragement about having a godly marriage? Do you want more fashion tips? I just went through like this series of 6 or 7 things in my stories, and I had the most engagement in stories that I have in forever. And so I'm going to take that, and I gave people an opportunity to engage with me, and I threw the business stuff in there too. And I am just going to take what they said to me and start dropping tips every single day from one of those areas. And so I find that the more value that I put out there, then the more people join me, and they love my challenge groups where I just take it even further. They love my coaching opportunity, our team where I just take it even further. And that helps me start a lot of conversations. So posting stories, adding value, and just connecting with people over that genuine stuff, that helps me a whole lot, engaging over non-fitness things. I respond every single day to every single like and comment. I am putting coaching posts out there. I am doing coaching stories. And if somebody watches my story about coaching, they are getting a message from me that says, hey, I saw you saw my stories on coaching. And I don't know if you were just sharing love, just interested, but do you want to learn more about what I do as a coach? Do you have any financial goals for yourself? I send everybody that message, and not everybody responds to it. But you know what? I know that even if they don't respond to it, that it dropped a thought in their head. It dropped this idea. She just asked me if I wanted to learn more about coaching. I never even thought about it. I was just scrolling through her stories. But you know what? Those people are going to start thinking about it. And you're going to be surprised too that when you start to connect with people who come to your page, they do want to talk to you. They are interested, or they wouldn't be there at all. So that's one thing I do every single day. And you know what, you guys, like, the fraudy feelings are going to creep in. You're going to think, this girl is not going to care anything about being a coach. This woman is not going to care what I'm doing. But if she's there watching your stories, if people come to your page, if they're liking your posts, if they're doing anything, then they are interested. And we have got to not back down. We've got to not let that fear of what if I can't do this? What if she says no? What if I can't lead this person creep in? So, again, it's that idea that you have to take action. You've got to do the things, even on the days that you don't feel like it. Or maybe January was a crappy month. Like, maybe you didn't hit Success Club. Maybe you didn't recruit a single coach. And that has left you thinking, like, I can't do this, so I'm not going to make the coach post. Or I can't do this, so I'm not going to invite her. Even though she watched every single one of my stories about coaching, she probably doesn't want to join my team. Those feelings creep in, and those feelings will kill your business. So you just have to take the action, even if you feel that way. Another one of my goals every single day is I want to wake up every single morning with messages in my inbox, messages from women that I have invited to coaching and to challenge groups. I invite to both every single day. Obviously, it's a lot, for me personally, it's a lot easier to invite to challenge groups. Because I know my challenge groups are awesome, and I love what I do for my challengers. I love what I do for my team, but not as many people stick with the coaching thing as they do with challenge groups, and it's just easier to invite. But I love to invite to both. And if you go into those invitations that you're sending out, being yourself, getting excited about whatever it is that you're offering people, including the coaching opportunity, people will get excited about it too. And so I want to wake up every single day with messages in my inbox. They can be no's. No, thank you. I love following you. You're inspiring, but I don't want to coach. That's okay. But I have to wake up with at least, this is just in my head, you guys, I have to wake up with at least 10 to 15 messages in my inbox, because you know what that means to me? That means I did my job the day before. That means I went to bed and I sent the messages, I sent the invites, and I sent messages that were personal enough that people responded. And yes, I do copy and paste a lot of messages. I have my messages saved in my Instagram thing, but I do always tweak them just a little bit to include the person's name, or to include a comment about their last photo or something like that. And so I keep it personal, and I'm just consistently inviting people every single day. And when I go to bed, I know that I gave it my all, and I'm going to wake up with those messages. Another thing that I do, and I actually heard this in a sermon lately, but yeah, I'll share some messages, Jennifer, and I want to go back through your questions too. Another thing that I've really started to do as far as mindset is I expect success. I expect to wake up and have at least one woman say, yes, I want to join your sneak peek into coaching. Yes, I want some more information about your challenge group. We have to expect success and be prepared for it, because if you're sitting there telling yourself, oh, I'm going to send these messages, but it's not going to work, I'm just going to get more no's, or I'm going to make this post, but nobody's going to like it or respond to it, then honestly, that you're kind of willing yourself for that to happen. But if you expect success, if you fill out that Success Club tracker, if you plan your social media content for a whole week and you go into the week confident that what you're putting out there is good, it is helpful, it's going to make an impact, then, you know, you will be successful. But if you're letting those fraudy feelings creep in and convince you that you've failed even before you start, you guys, you're not going to make it to the end of 2019. Okay. If I'm just being honest. So don't just speak. I mean, it's affirmations. It's everything that you guys have probably heard Melanie or your upline or other people do. But talk to yourself like you're already successful, and talk to other people like you are already successful too. And that's going to make a huge impact. And then one of the things is just blinders, sister. Like, I can't tell you how many coaches follow me on Instagram, and I'm thankful. I'm glad. I hope I help them. I hope I encourage them. But I have coaches that message me every single day, and they are like, I don't know how you do it. Can you share your tips with me? Can you do this, this, and that? And they watch every single one of my stories. Like, every single one of my stories. If you have time to sit there and watch other coaches' stories, then you're not working your business. I mean, like that. I don't follow people. I follow Megan. I follow my coaches, obviously. I follow Melanie. But you know, whenever somebody messages me and says, did you see Bonnie Engle's last post? No, I didn't, because I don't follow her. You know, like, I don't follow anyone, because what happens to me when I do that is that I start to mimic them, or I start to pressure myself. I have to post like her. I have to make stories like her. I have to write like her. And I honestly, you guys, like, I am my best self and my best coach, and I'm doing what God created me to do when I just cut it all off. Like, I follow Megan, I follow Melanie, but I don't watch all their stories. And because when I do, it takes away from my own focus, from my own message, and from my own creativity. Honestly, I am most creative when I don't look at anyone else. I hear these people say all the time, I follow all the top coaches, but I just can't seem to make it work for me. It's because you're not being yourself. You're trying to be the top coach. Here's a newsflash. You can be successful in this business and not be a top coach, okay? It's okay. You don't have to try to be the top 10. Just be yourself. Do the work consistently. Use your time wisely, and you will succeed. And you may be the next top coach. I don't know. I hope you are, or in the top 10. But don't follow them hoping to be like them. You have to be yourself first and just do the work. Do it consistently, and then the success will come, okay? So, task today. If you're following a ton of coaches, get off this call and go and follow them. Okay. Right away. There's definitely not a golden elevator to the top. You know, it's just about doing the work, doing it consistently. The market is not oversaturated. I had somebody ask me that today. I've had coaches say it recently, which is really odd. I've not heard that hardly at all in my 4.5 years as a coach. Honestly, the truth is that so many people start this business, and when it gets hard, they do quit, or they pull back, or they start and stop. And if you're the person that's not doing that, you're never going to run out of Success Club points. You're never going to run out of people to talk to. And so I really just want to encourage you, just don't be discouraged by the road bumps. If 2018 was horrible, that's okay. It's allowed to be horrible. It's in the past. If January was awful, it's okay. It's in the past. You just have to keep moving and understand that the road bumps are part of the process, part of the journey. The road to success is definitely very rocky and not a straight path at all. So you have to be adaptable, right? So social media is going to change, you know, your posts are going to change. You got to be adaptable and figure out what works. But I wanted to kind of talk to you, like, new diamonds, especially. I don't know how many people on here are newer diamonds. I would imagine quite a few, but being a new diamond, you're going to be shaky. Like, a new diamond is a shaky diamond. So don't let that stop you either. Hopefully you never drop rank, but I want to encourage you now, February, January's done, but do those things that I did in 2016. Commit to run your own sneak peek every single month. Commit to run your own coaching opportunity call every single month. Because if you put that on your calendar and you know you're going to do it, then it's going to force you to talk more about coaching. And it's going to stink. Like, your first sneak peek, your first coaching opportunity is probably going to be awful. I can't tell you how many coaching opportunity calls I have done where not a single person has shown up. But you know what? You do it anyways. Like, you do it anyways. You practice, you record that bad boy, and you send it out to people who tell you in the future that they're interested in coaching, right? And so commit to doing that. Commit to talking about coaching every week, a few times a week. I do it, like I said, in my stories, I alternate pretty much. One day I do a story series on coaching. One day I do a story series on challenge groups. And I'm doing it every single week. And of course, I get less engagement. I get less interaction with my coaching posts that I do my challenge groups. That's just normal. But it's planting seeds, and people are watching, and they're curious, and they're coming around eventually, right? So do your own coaching opportunity calls. Find a success pod. You guys, like, I can't tell you, I have not done anything in this business alone ever, unless I chose to. Find a success pod, a group of women, 2 or 3, 4 or 5. I don't know. My success pod's awesome. Melanie threw us together, and it like changed my 2018. But find some people who are going to make you better. Find some people who are different than you. People who, yes, maybe have the same goals, but maybe do things a little bit different way, and you can share ideas. You can run sneak peeks together. You can do coaching opportunity calls together. There's just something about that momentum and that energy from interacting with other like-minded people that is going to change your business for sure. So definitely seek out a success pod. If you don't have one, post in the Rising Stars and say, hey, I want to do a success pod. Who's going for Elite in 2019? Who's going for Premier? It doesn't matter. Just find some people to grow with, okay? And so as far as, like, did January go the way you wanted it to? I hope it did. And even I hope a little bit that it didn't, because it's going to force you to change and to grow. So one of the things that I want to challenge you to do is just to evaluate. I'm a big evaluator. Like, if January didn't go well, honestly, I didn't hit as high of Success Club numbers as I would have expected myself to do in January. And I know why. A lot of that was I was burned out because I waited too long to hit Elite last year, and I was tired, and I kind of did step back a little bit. But also, because I did not hit Elite early last year, I was like, golly, I'm not going to do that. In 2019, I'm going to hit it hard. I'm going to get some leadership points, or whatever the mess they're called, and I'm going to just really work with the people that I have. So I recruited. I've helped my coaches one-on-one, and I got a lot of leadership points last month in 2019, which was my goal. And so I learned from 2018, I want to start 2019 differently, but my Success Club points sacrificed a little bit. And now this month, I want to hit huge Success Club numbers and still have my coaches, but I want to be in the Morning 100 test group, right? So I have a number. Like, I have a number of Success Club points, honestly, that scares me a little bit, that I have to work towards. And if I want to hit higher Success Club numbers, that means that I'm going to have to sit down. I'm going to have to invite more people. I'm going to have to add more value, honestly. And I'm going to have to connect with everybody who watches me, follows me, comments, whatever, likes my posts. So it's going to take more work, but I'm evaluating, why did I hit lower Success Club numbers in January? How can I change that in February? And I just move forward. So recalibrate. Evaluate what worked last month and what didn't. Have you researched, if you're getting low engagement on your Instagram, if you're not getting very many people engaging in your polls, like, what do you need to do differently? Like I said, I did that series of polls in my stories on Monday, 1, because I wanted to find out what people wanted from me. 2, because I knew that if more people engaged with those polls, it was going to help my numbers in Instagram and the algorithm. So if something's not working, then do something different, okay? If you've been posting the same sweaty selfies for a year and your engagement's lower or your following is lower, then you probably need to switch it up and change it, right? And so do some things differently. Like I said, let's see. Okay. So I'm going to answer your questions in just a minute. But if you guys know me at all, my faith motivates me. It's a huge part of who I am, before and now as a coach. But I was reading this morning in Ephesians chapter 6. And if you read the Bible, that's the passage about being armed with the the armor of God, right? And so like I was reading it, and I hope this makes sense to you, but I've really felt led to share. But I wanted to kind of take that same thing about the armor of God and apply it to what we're doing as coaches, because it tells us to be armed with truth, okay? Every single day, if you sit down to work your business, your feet hit the floor and you arm yourself with truth, which comes from, you know, God's word or personal development or whatever it is that inspires you and guides you. Arm yourself with truth, affirmations. I can do this. I am a good coach. I can work this business consistently and hit my goals. This Success Club tracker is going to help me hit my goals. All I have to do is do it. Arm yourself with truth. Those fraudy feelings, those feelings that tell you you can't do it, you're not good enough, you're not capable, those are lies. So eliminate the lies, arm yourself with truth, and move forward. Arm yourself with righteousness. Always do the right thing, you guys. Like, always do the right thing in this business. It's so tempting to copy other people's posts. It's so tempting to take on that new challenger who was working with a coach that you know is actively working, but she wants to join your group anyways. Like, do the right thing. Just do the right thing. It may not advance your business as quickly as you want it to, but do the right thing and you will always have confidence in this business. Be armed with readiness. Be ready to work every single day. It's not am I going to do these things today? It's I am going to do these, and I'm not going to bed until I've done the work. Be ready to answer those messages. Be ready to wake up with 10, 15, 20 messages in your inbox tomorrow because you knew you did the work yesterday, all right? Arm yourself with readiness and just go do it. Like I said, expect success. Expect that if you do this, if you do the work, if you talk about coaching, you'll recruit more coaches. If you run sneak peeks, you'll get better at running sneak peeks. Expect to be successful and don't look backwards, but look forward. Stay alert and be ready to persevere. It's so easy to just kind of float through the activities, float through this business, and then wake up at like February 26th and you're like, oh crap, I'm not at Success Club. I got to hit Success Club. That is no way to run this business, you guys. Like, be alert, persevere, push through. If you set goals for yourself each week and you're not meeting them, then you're probably not doing the work that is required to get there. All right. So persevere. And just, be prepared to take the stairs. Everybody starts at the same level in this business. Nobody that you see at the top got there because they were lucky, because they were smarter, because they were prettier, because they had a bigger social media following. Everybody starts the same in this business. And I love that. And so look at 2019 as a set of stairs. You just finished January, you're going to February, then March, April, May, June. Keep climbing that ladder and evaluating, looking at what worked, what didn't work, and be yourself and just trust the system and that this will work. So a lot of you guys said that you're going for elite. Okay, hold on, I got to read through these. If anybody wants to say anything or add to this, like, just go ahead. Unmute yourself, or I can unmute you. Yeah. Challenges are recruiting and getting coaches to engage and stick with it. Okay, hold on a second. So most people struggle with recruiting coaches, right? Yeah. Okay, hold on. I'm going to speak to that. Recruiting. I'll share invites. Yes, hold on just a second. Let's see. Okay, so recruiting and getting coaches to stick with it. Let me speak to that. I think Melanie may have said this morning, and I think she did. But the thing is that, so especially you new diamonds, I know it's scary to recruit coaches. You're like, how am I going to train them? I don't even know what I'm doing myself. So here's the thing. No matter what you do, just like in our challenge groups, you guys, like I always parallel this with challenge groups. No matter what you do, you could be the worst coach in the world. People who are going to succeed are going to succeed at something, even if you are a bad coach. I don't think you guys are, or that you want to be. But the thing is that the people that are going to succeed in this business are going to succeed even if they go through, Melanie's our old like Facebook day-to-day training. They're going to succeed even if you give them a booklet and say, here, this is what you do, finish it, message me when you're done. Or if you put them in a self-paced training or whatever it is, people that are going to succeed are going to succeed. My best advice for you is recruit, recruit, recruit. I don't care if you have 1,500 amazing working coaches, like you have to recruit every single month. And so you set a goal for yourself and you say, so for me personally, I aim to recruit about 5 working coaches a month. So I recruit more than that, but I aim to recruit at least 5 working coaches a month. Do I hit it every month? Not necessarily. Some months, all 5 of my coaches are awesome. Some months, like I might have one coach who makes their new coach announcement, but I'm constantly recruiting new people, bringing new people into my business every single month. If you don't want to run your own coach training by yourself, pair up with somebody. Megan and I have paired up to run our Coach University. We split the weekly calls. It works really well. You don't have to do it yourself, but don't drag people either. All right. So if you have that person that you're talking to, you want them to coach so badly, you're like, this is going to be my next diamond, and they're not doing anything, girl, you have got to bless and release, and you have got to find some new blood. Okay. I did that first year that we went Premier, like I drug people along and it was exhausting. And one of my diamonds that helped me get to 2-star, she finally quit coaching. She quit actively coaching, and it was the biggest blessing for both of us in our relationship, because she just wasn't supposed to be there. And it was like a weight was lifted off of my shoulders. And so one thing that I have found is, as I have grown and I have started to talk and practice at the Coaching Post and practice sharing my story, is that I'm finding more people like me. And so like some tips that I have found that work for me for finding people, for recruiting, and actually finding people who will do the work, is show people the work. Like, what is the work that you do? Stories is an awesome way every single day to say, oh man, I just knocked out an hour of work. Like, tell people in your story what you did. I messaged all my challengers. I created some new content for my boot camp next month. I, listened to a training call, just make a little bullet point list and tell people what you actually did. And so that when they come into the business, they're not going to be like, oh my gosh, like they're still going to be overwhelmed, but they won't come in kind of blindsided by what it actually takes to do this business and to do it well. So I love to kind of just walk through what I did in my day-to-day stuff. And also, be with these calls, like these calls every single week, the Rising Stars calls, I learn something that makes me a better coach, that helps me be a better leader. And so like last week, I listened to Joan's call. And so Jade and I are running a sneak peek this week, my coach Jade, and we're taking some of her tips and we're going to implement them, learn, implement, do, evaluate what worked. Am I going to do that again? If it didn't work, I'm not going to do it again. But the other thing about finding people to work this business and people who stick with it, I think that what you do as a leader, just how you lead by example every single day, goes a really long way. And so like when you bring new coaches into your team, tell them, show them. I just sent this message to 15 people who are watching my stories. Share what you're doing with them. You don't have to like create a brand new training. You just put them into the training that you went through. Share with them what you're doing on a daily basis. And the ones that are going to do it will take it and they will do it. And the ones that aren't, that's out of your hands, honestly. Let's see. Is there anything else? Okay. Oh, wait. Christine, what do I do in my challenge groups to make it fun and engaging? I just share real life, honestly. Like, I'm just myself. My groups are faith-based most of the time, but actually I got something from Stacey Holder, who's on this call, that she shared with me through one of my coaches, is that I've started to do like daily themes in my challenge group. And Stacey, you can help me out if I get this wrong. I think I do it the same way you do. But like I have a theme for each day. Monday is Never Miss a Monday. Tuesday's Transformer Tuesday. Wednesday's Well Watered Wednesday. Thursday is Thirsty Thursday. I usually share a tip or a recipe about Shakeology. Friday is Faith at Friday, and I share a devotion. Saturdays are Meal Plan Day, and Sunday is Wear It Well Sunday. And that is a day we just talk about like outfits that fit, or even, like just personality different things that have changed. Confidence, you know, how are we wearing our confidence or our calling? And that is what we do so the themes, I like that. And it kind of takes the pressure off of me to come up with something like super deep every single day. But I also my challenge groups go well because I just have a conversation with everybody that's in there. You know, if they comment, they share their Shakeology, their sweaty selfie, you know, they're going to get a comment, a response from me. And I'm always a challenger with them. I'll say that when I started running my challenge groups, I kind of removed myself as the coach from posting every single day, sharing my struggles or logging my workout or logging my shake. And I just was focused on responding to them. But when I show up in my challenge groups as a challenger, and I check in at night, I log my workout, I log my shake, and I ask for help whenever I'm struggling, and they see me in a different light and they connect with me a little bit more rather than as this like, oh, Rachel's got it together. She's, you know, always eating clean. She's always following her meal plan, or, you know, she always crushes that workout. But when I share that's not reality, people are like, oh, okay, well, I can do that too. She's not doing it perfectly, so I can do it too. And I like to reward people. Like I've started to shout people out like at night for my nightly check-in. I might actually share a picture of Elizabeth and say, okay, Elizabeth messaged me this week. She's lost 2 pounds and she's not giving up because she stopped losing, but she tweaked something, and I'm just super proud of her. And now y'all check in and celebrate Elizabeth with me. So really like bringing recognition to those people who are really working hard in your challenge groups. It helps them. It creates that opportunity to talk about coaching with them. And it also encourages other people to kind of step it up and say, ooh, Rachel might shout me out, you know? So that helps too. Is that it? Same, yeah. Megan doesn't follow people. If people are continuing to watch your stories and you invite them to coaching challenge groups and they don't respond, if they keep watching my stories, Alana, I'll invite them again. Like if they're continuing to come back and they're following me, that's their choice. I'm not going to their page and stalking them. If I see they're watching my stories, they'll get a message from me again. And they may never respond. But honestly, like it's those people that watch your stories for a year and then they join you later. You know, like everybody has their time. Everybody has their time. Oh, there you go. Megan said, I ask what keeps you coming back. That's good. And some people are like, I just like to follow you. You're super inspiring. I don't want to join a group. Don't want to be a coach, but you just inspire me. And I'm like, thank you so much. That is so good. If you ever change your mind or you're ever ready, like, please, you know, let me know. But I always tell people too, when they say stuff like that, I'm like, thank you, because there are a lot of days that I just need to be encouraged, and you encouraged me. And so like, I kind of invite them into my story that way. Let's see. I think that's it. I think that's all I got. Anybody else? Okay. I feel like I was a little bit of a hot mess, but thanks for listening. All right. You're welcome. You're welcome, Christine. Okay. I will share the recording, and I hope you guys go kill it. Go do something different this week. Like evaluate. Oh, here's another thing. I do ask people to evaluate my social media feed. Like I'd say, here, go look, scroll. Does it look cool? Would you engage with me? Would you like me? Would you want to connect with me? If not, tell me what I need to do. And that is one thing I do too. But anyways, okay, so that's all I got, you guys. I hope you have a great week. I hope this helped, and I will look forward to hearing from the rest of you guys sometime soon. You're welcome, Farron. Bye.